Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hi, everybody. Jim Freed. We're on location today at the home of Robert Zarco, and boy, what a home it is. You're going to want to make sure that you check this out. Robert and I are going to talk about how he came up with the concept of bringing peace of mind to people is the most important thing you can do in life and in business. Remember to stick with us all the way to the end of the segment, because in the end of the segment, we have a guest star that you're going to absolutely love. The second half of the show, we're going to be bringing back our friend Sam Grossman. Sam's with Inveniam. We're going to talk about an update on what Inveniam's doing as the operating system for the tokenization world. It's the way that real estate's going to get done today and into tomorrow. Sam's going to give us an update. Stick with us. It's a tremendous show. Mr. Mendoza, it's yours. Hi, everybody. Jim Freed for Warren Henry. I've been honored to be Warren Henry's brand ambassador for over a decade. I want to thank them for being a supporter of the show and a sponsor. I want to thank Eric, Warren, Larry, Ismet, Maytel, my personal service person, my personal service advisor, Maytel Stark. I want to thank them all. They help me get peace of mind whenever I go and buy or lease a car or get my car serviced, and that's probably the most important thing. Why do they give me peace of mind? Because they make sure I get the best price on my trade-in. They make sure I get the best price on my new vehicle, either a lease or a sale. They make sure that I have 3 days to return my car if I don't like it. I never return my car. Nobody else ever really does, because they love their cars. And guess what? They'll treat you the same way, just like family. It's wonderful to be part of the Warren Henry family. They've got their store up in 151st and Biscayne here in Miami, where they sell Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, and Lincoln. They've got their store up in Gainesville that sells Audis, those tremendous Audi cars. They're so sporty and great. My bucket list is owning one of those fancy Audi sports cars that they sell. Of course, they also sell all their great nameplates down in their Key West store. And what do all those cars have in common? Well, besides being great cars, they come with the Warren Henry advantage. That means you get complimentary key replacement, those fancy keys that I lose them all the time. They polish up your rims if you scrape them, like I do all the time, keeping your car fresh and beautiful. They give you a service loaner in case you got to leave your car either overnight or even during the day. Go run some errands or go to business meetings and then come pick up your car later on when the service is done. So join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian. That's the apple of my eye, that Vivian lady. I love her so much, my beautiful wife. Lots and lots of my friends and clients. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Carlson from Carlson Integrated. A lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Hi, everybody. Jim Freed. I'm the founder of Sandstone Realty Advisors. We help people from all over the world execute their real estate transactions. High net worth investors, family offices, multi-generational families, real estate operating companies. One client of mine sold their house to put that into their deal, and we're helping them realize their dream back in their hometown by introducing them to very creative capital. If you need creative capital or have a real estate problem, call me. My personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. I do that by solving their problems and helping them get peace of mind. Remember, DM me, call me, email me, and remember, whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, welcome to another live on remote edition of Freed on Business. We're here with my good friend and personal attorney, Robert Zarco. Robert, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Jim. Thank you for having me again.
It's my absolute pleasure. So today we're going to talk about personal branding and the things that you do in the community and for your team and your clients. You think you can handle that?
Yeah, I think that's actually easy. You know, our law firm is very focused on giving back to the community in areas that a lot of people may not necessarily think of. We recently just had an event here at my home with the Embrace the Girls Foundation, where I invited the underprivileged children from our community to our home. I cooked for them because I'm an amateur chef, you know, so went ahead and cooked for them and showed them around what it's like to be able to work really hard and achieve great success in this country.
So then, Robert, that means that you're a self-made guy?
Well, that's what they say, yes. You know, I came as an immigrant from Cuba, my God, 60 years ago. My family were professionals in Cuba, but when they came to this country, all of that professionalism and licenses and things were stripped away, as well as whatever financial fortune they had. They came to this country with, I think it was $500 in their back pocket and nothing else. So just through watching my parents work hard and develop tremendous work ethic in this country, I followed them in those footsteps. And today I do rather well.
I say you do pretty well. I think there's another level that you're still looking to take it to. Now, Robert, I touted your appearance on my show the other day when I talked about my personal brand, which is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals, and that I do that by solving problems. And then you quizzed me until I came up with another idea. Actually, you gave me the idea. So the extension of all that is what, and how do you put that into practice?
You know, Jim, one of the most important things that we do in our law firm is we provide our clients who come to us typically with difficult legal issues, complex legal matters, with hope. We give them hope. We give them the ability to think that after they leave our office, they're going to feel a lot better. And in fact, try to provide what I call peace of mind. Because peace of mind is something that people undervalue or just do not give it the necessary weight that it deserves. For me, peace of mind is actually more important than happiness. Sometimes it's even much more important than health, because you can be healthy and have no peace of mind. You can be happy but have no peace of mind. But if you have peace of mind, everything else seems to fall in place, and life is just that much better thereafter.
I 100% agree. In fact, what I'd like to maybe even tag onto that and toss it to you is that the other things are fleeting. But if you can give somebody peace of mind and they can carry that with them, that's something that really can help them have a much, much better foundation to move forward in life. And I think that's what you've given client. I know it's one of your clients myself. That's what you gave my wife and I, was peace of mind. And you continue to do it whenever we engage you and your team professionally.
You know, when you talk about fleeting moments, the reality is that happiness is fleeting. Not everybody's happy 24 hours, 7 days a week. There are moments that you're happy. There are other moments you're not as happy. There's other moments that you're distracted, or things may not necessarily go perfectly for you in a particular situation. But overall, peace of mind is something that typically lasts longer unless you have a particular issue that upsets that. We all try to seek peace of mind and tranquility. And that's really my objective when a client comes to our office. When they come into my office, they typically have no peace of mind and most often are not even happy. We give them hope. And most important, when they leave, they have peace of mind in knowing that somebody who's a professional that's very capable of handling these issues in the manner that we do is going to now take over the responsibility of it. And they go home, they call me the next day, say, wow, you know what? I just woke up this morning and I feel like the weight has been taken off my shoulder. And because of you, I have peace of mind. And you know what? That to me is just a tremendous level of accomplishment and provides a lot of self-fulfilling feelings in me.
Well, I think it's really difficult for the people that you deal with to have peace of mind in their general life because, let's face it, the people that come to you are entrepreneurs, business people. They have franchises. They have complex commercial litigation. Maybe they're involved in a real estate legal dispute. And it's tough. The type of client that seeks you out and that you work with, being one myself, is the type that would obsess over things and seek perfection, seek solutions, and wouldn't even seek you out unless they had exhausted every avenue that came to their forefront in their capabilities. How is it that you stay up to date on the techniques and methods to help people in all of these different situations?
Jim, the reality is that we are the last hope for clients. There are many, many cases where a lot of other lawyers advise your client that there's just simply nothing they can do. The contract reads it a certain way that gives them no ability to be able to obtain any remedy or relief from that relationship. We know how to look deeper. We find a little crack, in the contract, that one word, that one paragraph, the inconsistency, the ambiguity that may exist in the contract, the discretionary language that requires both sides of the parties, both parties to the contract to act in good faith. And the reality is one typically may not do so. And then they come to us. And when they do that, we're able to, look deeper and be able to provide them with a solution that many others don't even think of. Our view is that every time somebody makes a business decision in their company and in what they do every day, they don't realize that there's a legal consequence to that. Well, we take that and do the converse. We know that when we provide legal advice, there is a corresponding business consequence that has to be considered. There are many cases where there are legal remedies available to the client, but giving that advice to the client may not make any sense to the client because it could have it could hamper their business. It could be negative in terms of affecting the relationship that client may have with the people they deal with, whether it be a franchisor, whether it be another business partner, whether it be another vendor or supplier, or anyone else that they're in a business relationship with. So there's a lot to consider, and that's what we do. Look, Jim, the reality is that the law is available to everyone, especially today. The technology is out there that you can find in a moment's notice, in instant ability to access laws from different states in this country. That's why when people say, what makes you so successful? 20 to 25% of our successes derive from our knowledge of the law. We know it extremely well, but so do a lot of lawyers. It's that other 80%, that what we call in our law firm, the 80% factor. And that is the manner in which we approach things, our creative approach, the way we guide our clients through the process, the way we make them feel, the way we deal with opposing counsel, the way we deal with the court, the way we deal with among our legal team. It's just something that cannot be taught in law school, something that you just have to live to understand. And it's the common verbiage that we use in the office. We need Zarco's 80%. That's what needs to get into play to be able to solve very, very complex issues that many people can't even put their hands around.
I think another part of the way that you help people gain peace of mind is your business model. You are David, you help David fight Goliath in many, many instances. And a lot of people feel like that they can't access you because of, they can't access high quality legal representation because of the cost, because of the fixed business model, the hourly rate business model, the I'm going to eat you alive with billable hours business model. That makes a lot of people think that they can't access top legal talent. And I think part of your specialty in your David versus Goliath approach is the fact that you are accessible to virtually everybody.
We pride ourselves in being the key to the courthouse. We know that there are many, many clients and small business people, even large business people, who have suffered substantial damage as a result of a business deal gone bad or a relationship gone bad, where they really are out there seeking business remedies and legal remedies and relief for what they have suffered. but many of them, unfortunately, do not have the key to the courthouse because they just can't afford to hire a real quality trial lawyer or a real quality business lawyer who's used to working complex business cases. So many, many years ago, as the basis of the foundation of this law firm, what I did was develop a business model where I, put my money where my mouth is. I went ahead and I said, you know what, if these franchisees or these small business people or even these companies are fighting a bigger company or a bigger issue and they just can't afford it, what can I do to afford them the opportunity to be able to be heard in court, to have their day in court? So what I did was I turned these commercial cases into cases in which I would subsidize them and, in essence, take these cases on a contingency fee basis. Typically, they're hybrids, franchisee or our client would go ahead and pay a small fixed monthly fee so that they could budget what their legal fees are going to look like, plus a contingency portion or results accomplished fee. The higher the monthly fee, the lower the contingency, the lower the monthly fee, the higher the contingency risk reward. We never let the ability of the client to afford us or not afford us get in the way of us taking on a case that has merit.
So you invest in your clients, and I would say that that's really creates an alignment of interest, which sometimes isn't really the case in some of the legal situations that I've seen and I've been involved with in my both personal and business life. I think that you're talking about making the courts available to each other, but what I've also found is that the legal profession is sort of a club. And if you don't have the right member of that club, and that member of the club isn't on your side, then you're not really going to have a chance. And I'd like to hold it right there and go to Mr. Mendoza, who's going to take it away right now. And we're going to come right back after this short break to hear what you have to say about that. Mr. Mendoza, it's yours.
Jim Freed here for Warren Henry. I want to thank them for being a sponsor of the show for over a decade. Thank you to Warren, Larry, Eric, Ismet, Maytal Stark, my personal service advisor, who makes sure I always feel terrific whenever I go to get my car serviced, because you don't take your car to get it serviced unless there's, well, I guess there's the regular service too that you get. But if there's a problem, they make sure I feel good that it's going to get taken care of right then, the right way. Of course, they've got their store up in 151st and Biscayne Boulevard here in Miami, where they sell Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, and Lincoln. They've got their store up in Gainesville. They sell Audis up there. Beautiful place up there, right on Main Street, just north of downtown. In Key West, they've got a store that sells all their great nameplates. So you can pretty much get anything you want from these guys. They're tremendous. Why would you want to do that? Well, of course, you're going to get the Warren Henry advantage. Besides being great cars, you get the Warren Henry advantage. It's a long list of services. It includes if you got to leave your car either overnight or during the day. I usually takes it during the day. I get the car and drive around and go to my appointments and then pick it up at the end of the day. They'll make sure you get that service loaner. They'll make sure that they'll replace your keys if you lose them. Those are really expensive keys. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, they will polish up your rims. They polish up my rims all the time because I park close to the curb and scratch them up, but they make my car look beautiful every time I go there. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, they will guarantee you get the best price on your trade-in, on your lease, on your sale, on your purchase. Let's see what else. Oh, they'll make sure that you get 3 days to return your car. Nobody ever does that because the cars are so great and people love those cars, but you got that option. So join me, my beautiful, lovely wife, Vivian, the apple of my eye. I love her so much. My mom, love her too, of course. Lots of my clients and friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Can
AI supercharge your real estate analysts? With Deep Blocks, you can now canvas entire cities in minutes. Search by total buildable, potential units, and uses allowed. Now live in 100 cities. Book a private demo and supercharge your real estate analysts. deepblocks.com/demo.
Hi, everybody. Jim Freed from Sandstone Realty Advisors. I'm the founder. I've got a whole team of folks that I work with. We do real estate transactions for people from all over the world, and we do them all over the country. Don't go outside the country, but we do them all over the United States of America. We help people capitalize their real estate transactions. If it's difficult, they reach out to us. If it's complicated, they reach out to us. I've got lots of gray hair because I've done lots of deals for a long time. I know who to call. A lot of times I introduce people that already know each other in a new and different way. Sometimes I help people get their deals to the top of the stack with one of their lenders that they know. People that want to get their deals done, they call us. Why do they call us? Because they know that whenever they call me, it's always all about them.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, Mr. Mendoza has done magic, and we are back with Robert Zarco, my personal attorney and the person that taught me the end cap of my personal brand, which is that not only do I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals by solving their problems, but I also give them peace of mind. Now, Robert, when you work for your clients, you have relationships in the community that you bring to bear. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that helps you effectuate the best results for your clients?
Relationships are something that are built over many years of demonstrating to people that you're someone that can be counted on. Having the right reputation, a good reputation, being a person of your word, having integrity, having honor, always standing up for the right thing, doing the right thing, and making sure that people know that you're accountable for all of your action. Those are the ingredients that you need in order to be able to develop the reputation, which in turn causes people to want to be with you, causes people to want to associate with you. Today, you can take, and you've heard this, I'm sure, many times, you can take a bad business deal, but do it with good people, and it will turn into a good deal. You could take an amazingly wonderful business deal and do it with bad people, and it's going to be a bad deal. It's all about relationships. The team that we have working with us, it's not just a team of my partners and lawyers that have many, many years working with me and the firm, where we've established a very familial environment where we all know how the other one thinks. But the team is much more broad than that. It's a team of community. When I have a situation where a client comes to me that has a problem with another member of the community that is represented by another lawyer, there's a very, very small chance I'm not going to know who the lawyer is, chance that I'm not going to know who the other party is. And because of that, I pick up the phone. It's like a red hot line to many, many different sources. And I say, guys, let's try to work this out. I always, as part of my modus operandi, always call the opposing lawyer to see if we can work out a resolution before everybody, jumps into foxholes and starts getting into a big battle. I think that is the most important thing. And the reason is the client is not coming to you typically in order to launch into a major lawsuit. The client's coming to you with a problem, and you as a counselor at law and as an advisor need to try to resolve the matter as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, and as cheap as possible. It's not about beating your chest and trying to say, I'm the biggest lawyer in town and I can do all that. That makes you a little lawyer. The big lawyer doesn't have to beat their chest and just simply do their job. So we always try to resolve the issue first. And the chances of us resolving a complex issue first without having to ever fire a shot is very, very high because of that team. The team that comprises the community in which we practice in, and the team that comprises the community in which we live in. And that has worked wonders for my firm, more wonders for our clients, and together, that working together, not only among ourselves, not initially, it doesn't start with us versus them. Yes, of course, we do everything we can to zealously represent our client, but understanding that the other side also believes they're right. So you have to look and think, why do they believe they're right? And when you pick up the phone and you call the other person, you may start realizing that there is an area of compromise. Sometimes it's not. But before you jump into any litigation, you have one of the most important elements that has to be satisfied, and that is the element of conviction. Your client has to have conviction before he causes you to march on and file a lawsuit. Because you don't ever want the client to say, wow, what if I woulda, coulda, shoulda called, made a phone call, had a meeting? Frankly, I need to have that conviction because I know that because of the 80% factor that we have, and because we're so well connected, and we know so many people and so many lawyers and so many business people and have so many resources, we know that the chances that we have of resolving the dispute before it gets out of hand is extremely high. Yes, there are those times in which some things just have to have their day in court. But typically, as years go on and as our team of people that we know and our resources, the people we work together increases, the chances of a case ultimately going to a trial get substantially reduced.
All I can say as a personal client of your firm on a couple of different cases, I knew that when I called you, you could pick up the phone and in one phone call, get me the access to the other side, get to understand what the issue was, and get the issue solved without a lot of time, a lot of depositions, a lot of aggravation. And you gave me, oh, I gotta say it again, peace of mind. Now tell me about some of the other clients that you've worked with.
We have the craziest cases. I mean, the issues that we have, the things that we deal with. Yes, it's common knowledge that I'm the franchise guy. I represent franchisees from over 550 brands in 23 countries and 44 states. I mean, it's our bread and butter. It's what we're known for. But we're also known for our very, very high-level, complex commercial litigation practice. We handle very large cases against very large companies. They could be corporate disputes. They could be real estate partnership disputes. They could be investment disputes. They could be construction defect disputes. We've got cases representing major CEOs on sexual harassment cases, sexual discrimination cases, a lot of them, heavy employment issues. You have no idea what we have. But frankly, it's wonderful. It's wonderful because it really teaches a lot about what's going on in life. What makes people tick? What makes our society move? What makes people, be happy? What makes people be upset? What sets people off? What makes people come together? And frankly, being a part of that, being a tool in that chest of being able to make the community overall better. And sometimes, yes, we have to exchange some blows in court. It is what it is. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we make people come together one way or the other. And frankly, I love what I do.
Yeah, I could tell. I've seen you in action, not only in court and not only in the negotiating part, but also in the community with young people that you mentor. And with I have to say it this way, with the way that you treat all the people around you. The most important thing I think that I at least judge a person by not only their professional success, but their professional success in life and their success in life and their ability to interact and relate to different people of different types and make each and every person, no matter what their perceived station in the community may be, feel like they're at the top of the heap when they're dealing with you and your team.
My greatest sign or evidence of success is my 8 children. It's the 3 children that I have, the manner in which they comport themselves when they are with me and when they are not with me. I talk to my children every single day. And the reality is they're all married. They have their own families. But, the Zarco compound where we reunite, the house is extremely large, for 3 people that live here. But the reality is that it's never too big when the whole family comes and gets together. But I really love making a difference, not only in matters which involve people's disputes, but I have been known and am known for bringing in a lot of young people to work at the law firm. They will start as interns, they become legal assistants, and then I put them on a launching pad to become bigger and better and to be able to achieve the success that they're capable of doing. And I got to tell you, within the last 3 years, I probably have pushed 3 or 4 people to law school who started working with me as a legal assistant or as an intern or as an office clerk. And now they're in law school, first year, second year, third year. I have a person who was a lawyer from another country who came to this country and just did not have the resources and the time and the energy to be able to become a U.S. lawyer, and worked at the law firm. And I pushed this person. Now the person graduated from law school a year ago and is now a lawyer with my law firm. I mean, I got to tell you, Jim, the amount of personal satisfaction, the amount of personal gratification that I have to know that I am responsible for catapulting people to a completely different level in their life. There is no money, there is no branding, there is nothing that feels better. No paycheck will make you feel as good for as long of a period of time as changing someone's life. And I have many people that have done that for, some people completely different level, and frankly, nothing feels better. Getting a big check is short-lived. Your money comes in, then you buy yourself something, you spent the money, it's gone. But when you look at that person every single day, you see that they've been 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, reaping the rewards and the benefits for what I started, for the seed that I planted, and I fertilized it, and I watered it, and I tilled the soil and pruned the leaves, and now it's bearing fruit. Their fruit, there is nothing that is more personally gratifying than that.
Well, I can personally tell you that I know some of the people that you've mentored. They've been directly involved in my case, and I absolutely love them. We'll not mention anybody specifically by name, except perhaps the newest member of your firm.
Oh, we have a new member of our firm.
Is Justice here?
Yes, Justice is going to be.
Come here, Justice.
Come here, Justice. Come here.
Let's get Justice in here.
Come here.
There you go. There's Justice.
Come here.
There's Justice. Hello, Justice. How are you? So tell me a quick story about Justice.
Justice is the newest member of the firm. Okay. He is an Australian.
Very spunky.
He is a spunky Australian Shepherd with the most beautiful blue eyes in the world. This dog is absolutely brilliant. And
of course, he's a Zarco.
Yes. Look,
see,
look,
I
you
got
see?
him the answer
He's
at the right time.
He's got it. And Justice is going to be our firm mascot because he's got the energy, he's got the drive, yet he's got the compassion, the love, and I'm going to say the looks too.
Yeah,
to be able
he's fuzzy.
Help us carry ourselves on to another level, because he's got the brains. He is so smart. What this dog, after now being only 3 months old, is capable of doing, and what he's able to accomplish, makes him just something special. And frankly, I took him to the mall the other day. Everybody stopped him and just took pictures and said the most beautiful and smartest little thing. And now he's saying, Dad, what are we doing? It's time to go. It's time to go, Dad.
All right, well, it looks like it's time for a break here. We'll be right back with another discussion, perhaps about how you mentor some of the other young people in your firm and what they bring to the table. We'll be right back with more with Robert Zarco, the man who helped me discover my personal brand, which is that I like to help people have peace of mind. Mr. Mendoza, this is your part.
Hey, everybody, Jim Freed for Warren Henry. I want to thank Warren Henry for being a sponsor of the show for well over a decade now. I want to thank Eric, Larry, Warren, Ismet, my personal service person, Maytel Stark. She always makes us feel so warm and wonderful whenever we walk in there. She makes sure that we have peace of mind whenever we go to Warren Henry. I have peace of mind for Warren Henry for a lot of different reasons, because they make sure that I got the best price on my car. They made sure I got the best price on my trade-in. They made sure that I had 3 days to turn in my car if I didn't like it. Well, actually, they'll do all of those things for you too. Every car that they sell, they've got their stores up at 151st and Biscayne that sells Lincoln, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar. Their Gainesville store, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell all the great nameplates. All those cars, what do they have in common? Well, they're all great cars, and they come with the Warren Henry advantage. That means complimentary service loaner if you've got to leave your car, complimentary key replacement if you lose those fancy keys, and they're expensive. For me, I park my car close to the curb all the time, and I scrape up my rims. They polish up my rims to make my car look beautiful and fresh all the time. So remember, join me, beautiful wife Vivian, my mom, lots and lots of my friends and clients. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
This is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Everybody, Jim Freed. I'm the founder of Stone Realty Advisors. My team and I, we bring peace of mind to all of our clients by helping them execute their business plans. We work with family offices, high net worth investors, real estate operating companies, institutions, all the people that are involved in the capital stack of real estate, as well as doing site selection and land sales for selected clients as well. We have clients from all over the world, and we work with many generations. Most of our clients, in fact, are now multi-generational real estate operators and real estate companies. We help put people together to solve their real estate problems and realize their goals and dreams. Remember, my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. I do that by solving their problems and bringing a peace of mind. So reach out to me, DM me, phone call me, whatever it takes. Just don't use a carrier pigeon. Remember, the person that wants to do something finds a way, the other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. Give me a call. Jim Freed, Sandstone Realty Advisors.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're back live here on Freed on Business. What a tremendous interview we have with Robert Zarco on location. We'll have more of that interview on future episodes, and we'll have more segments with Robert and his team coming up. And of course, there'll be more Bandit. I love that little dog. He's so tremendous. We're on now with one of our favorite guests, Sam Grossman. We're going to talk about the future of real estate and real estate capital with Sam. Sam's a senior officer at Inveniam. Inveniam is the people that bring the operating system to fund Web 3.0 for real estate. Hey, Sam, come on. It's all about you. Get in here.
Hello, Jim.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
You know, I just have to say on your last guest, planting the seeds and watch it grow is one of my favorite lines next to your top 6. Good for him. Jim, it goes without saying, you do so much for so many people, and it is just awesome to listen to the guests that you have and all the great that they're doing in this world. We need more Jim Freed in this world. And all the thoughts that go with it, and the emotions and the blood, sweat, and tears you put into it. I love it, Jim. So honored to be here again with you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sam. I love you, man. And you're starting an industry basically almost single-handed with you and your team. Tell me a little bit about Web 3.0, the future of real estate, and then we'll talk a little bit about the contracts that you guys do and the way that you bring things to the market and all that other stuff. I'm blanking on some of the stuff, but that's because I had that concussion. What can I tell you?
It'll come back to you eventually, Jim. So here at Inveniam, we say we're the pipes of the system, the pipes of the ecosystem. We bring together all these different facets of the Web3 ecosystem, and we make it more efficient. We take workflows that used to be a floor full of people, and we automate those, and we verify data, we credential data, we anchor it to the blockchain. What does that all mean? I'm not saying we could have stopped what happened with FTX, but what I am going to say is, had they had blockchain, we wouldn't be having the same conversation today, because transparency and real data creates real value, allows you to make real decisions. That, folks, is what Web3 is all about.
And the kind of contract I was blanking is a smart contract. We're going to call that, the colloquial term, the common term is real estate tokenization. Tell me a little bit about how much has been tokenized and what asset types are tokenized the most right now, and where we're going from here with real estate on the Web 3.0.
Well, first, I just want to clarify, Jim, as most people like yourself, like me, we wear many hats. And so I think in this day and age, especially in the Web3 world, it's very important to define roles. And when I was on your call last time, we talked about a crew. A crew's a bulletin board that issues tokens and sells tokens. Inveniam does not. Inveniam does not sell tokens. Inveniam does not issue tokens. Inveniam is not a trading platform in any way, shape, or form. What Inveniam is a data operating system, right? We are the iOS of the Web3 ecosystem, in that all we do is verify, credential, and anchor data to the blockchain. Now I have a third hat that I wear, a company I started about 18 years ago, Fairchild Acquisitions, which is a real estate development company. And yes, Fairchild is a client of Inveniam, as Fairchild is a client of a crew, and a crew is a client of Inveniam. But again, just to be clear, Inveniam does not issue tokens.
Well, let's talk about what Inveniam does. And part of the value that you bring to the table is the way that you do valuations and verify the data. Talk a little bit about the value of the continuous valuation model and all of those updates.
Well, real-time value, COVID taught us a lot of things, right? But what we came out of COVID learning is that real-time is a good thing. Real-time data, accurate data, verified data, credentialed data goes a long way. Your investor wants to know whether it's good news or bad news. They want to know what they want to know when they want to know it, right? So that's the real-time part. So you have real-time data that has an audit trail, right? Immutable based on, blockchain and blockchain's functionality, and the purpose of blockchain: A, security; B, transparency. I can go in, I can see an income statement of an asset I'm invested in. I can see who uploaded it, who created it, when they created it. And if it's been manipulated, one pixel has changed, we start the whole process over and you have version 2. So again, garbage in is garbage out, but it's going to be verified garbage. So we hope that this process is going to eliminate those who, not to name names, but created that P word, that Ponzi scheme, or people who just talk crypto and blockchain, the C and the B word that I hardly ever use, and can manipulate money and returns other people's money and other people's actions with no trackability, with no accountability, with no audit trail. Inveniam makes sure that data is accurate, verified, credentialed, anchored with an audit.
Well, I think that one of the things that's really important about that is that you give comfort and, well, I'll use the terms from earlier in the show, peace of mind to both the retail and institutional investors. And we talked about a crew, the minimum token or investment size is $1,000, and they provide liquidity in the $1,000 mark range. Then there's the institutional investor that may want to do $100 million transaction, and maybe they're
doing 7 tokens, or we'll make it easy, 10 tokens at $10 million a pop. And in today's world, we call it syndicating that loan or investment to other institutions, the way a bank does a bank loan. Tell me a little bit about the way Inveniam works with retail investors, and then how it would apply to an institutional investor.
Absolutely. So I'd say about 75% of our assets on our platform are institutional level investments, 100 million plus. Our average portfolio size is about 250 million, of which is made up of, call it 15 to 25 assets. What we do, again, is focused around the data, not only verifying the data, but making that data actionable, in that when you get a manager or director gets his weekly, monthly, quarterly report, it's a bunch of numbers and looks like an Excel spreadsheet. What we do is we make that spreadsheet actionable so that we can click through to get to the source documentation, meaning you can see the quarterly revenue, but if you want to break it down to monthly, if you want to break it down to unit type, you can click on those things and see it immediately. That helps you make decisions better, faster, and makes the entire process more efficient.
We're going to come back with Sam after a short break. We're going to talk about some of the pitfalls that have occurred in the marketplace, how the SEC is getting involved with security tokens, and what the impact of that is on the institutional and retail investor. That's a heads up for Sam, so we can start the wheels turning, and for you to stick with us. As I like to say right now, Mr. Mendoza, rock the house. All right, it's time for me to thank our friends at Warren Henry, who have been sponsors of the show for well over a decade. We can't thank them enough. They're very involved in the community. They help bring peace of mind to me and my clients and my friends and my family all the time. Most recently, my mom was in there seeing our favorite service advisor, Maytel Stark, and May make sure that when it gets cold out in Miami and the pressure light turns on, that she can help us stay calm and realize and remember that we really don't need to refill our tires. And hey, everybody, that's just a small example of why when you're looking to buy a car, you got to go to Warren Henry, because they will make sure that you are treated like family. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, and Lincoln up at 151st and Biscayne. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. And you know by now what they all have in common. That's the Warren Henry advantage. I've talked about how they'll replace the fancy keys. I'll talk about how they'll polish up your rims. Some of the important things really are when you're making your transaction. They'll make sure you're getting the best price for your trade-in, the best price for your new car, the best price for your leased car. They'll guarantee that. They'll make sure you love your car. They'll give you 3 days, 72 hours to exchange your car. If you don't like it, they'll exchange it for you. Nobody ever does that because they love their cars. Join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
It's time to stop the hate and spread some love. You are beautiful, you're smart, you are awesome, and you never have to change for anybody. You have the voice and you have the power. We are so much stronger when we come together. It's your choice, so choose to be inspired. Choose to be accepting, be strong, be brave, be awesome, be daring, be kind. Choose kindness.
All right, I'm Jim Freed. It's time for people to do business with me. Give me a call. Real estate transactions are getting harder to do. The historic channels that people have been using are starting to shut down. I met today with one of the biggest real estate developers in Miami. We went through the list of their lenders and investors, and they said, Jim, I'm getting tapped out. I need more capital from a new source, and I'm helping them hook up with the right lenders and the right capital source so that they can continue to build their business in a safe and secure way moving forward. Reach out to me. Real estate operating companies, developers, high net worth investors, they all call me. I put them together. Sometimes they may even know of each other, but they come together with me in a new and different way, and I'm helping them to bridge the gap every single day. So DM me, call me, reach out, and remember, my personal brand is that I self-actualize by helping other people achieve their dreams and goals. I do that by helping them solve problems. Sometimes they don't even know that they have an issue heading their way. And what do I do in the ultimate level? Well, like I spoke with earlier in the show with my good friend Robert Zarco, I help them get peace of mind. So remember, whenever you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're here with my good friend Sam Grossman. He's a real estate investor. He's also a senior executive with Inveniam. Where's Sam? Sam, I want to make this all about you. Where are you? There he is. There he is. Big Sam. Sam's here in Miami, meeting with a whole bunch of real estate operating companies and investors to help them streamline their process and to make sure that they have valuable information that they pass through on their transactions to the people that are involved in that deal. Sam, let's get right to the bottom line. The SEC has been cracking down on unregistered security tokens. Why is that significant, and how do you help your clients make sure they're SEC compliant, which moving forward will give them liquidity, safety, security, and I'm going to say it because it's the tagline of the show today, peace of mind.
Again, I've been prepped. I need to make the differentiation. It's got to be thrown out there. Inveniam is a data operating system. So, do we help you get SOC 2 compliance? No. Are we going to help your data and underlying source documentation be put in a format that will allow you to have a more efficient, easier audit when it comes time to have an audit by the SEC or by an auditor? Yes, we will, because we action your documentation. Everyone's been through an audit. They come in, there's stacks of manila envelopes with papers in it. They have a list. They call out unit numbers or building numbers, and 25 people are running around like chicken with their head cut off. Can you say that on the radio? Chicken with their head cut off, running around, making sure every piece of paper is not lost and every single piece of paper that the auditor needs is in front of them. We make that process better. How do we do that? We action the data. We link the source documentation so that that auditor can click through that executive summary and get the data and get the information on the underlying source documents when they want, how they want, without somebody running across or upstairs or up an elevator to the other office, or if you're in Manhattan, from Midtown to the east, to the downtown office. We make audits faster. That's not our purpose. That's not our main job. But yes, if we make the workflows of any process, of any asset with any underlying data more efficient, takes the human error out of it, and action it, yes, one of the unintended consequences are that we will prepare you better for an audit. How'd I do there, Jim? I'm trying to be PC. Okay.
You did great. You stayed right between the lanes. You're like that smart car when the guy starts clapping his hands while he's driving the smart car.
And speaking of cars, no, we're not doing that.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We'll give you
sorry.
That. Mr. Mendoza will hopefully leave you on during the next break.
So Jim, to wrap up this concept, We Inveniam, because again, I wear many hats, but I'm wearing the Inveniam hat right now. We Inveniam are launching a webinar series. The purpose of this webinar series is to educate, right? There's education and there's adoption. Adoption's happening all over right now. You had Larry Fink on his annual report last week on CNBC talking about what? Tokenization. Tokenization is the future. You got Citi, you got JP Morgan Chase, you got Goldman Sachs hiring a new guy, starting a whole new department, talking about tokenization, digital assets. The future of the business, private market assets is tokenization. We've been saying it for 2 years. I don't have the clout that, say, Larry Fink does. Neither do you, although you have much more clout than I do.
Well, I did just close a deal with BlackRock, but that's
I know
another
you
story.
did. I know you did, but we don't use, we don't drop names.
No,
But
I'm not dropping that name.
the fact of the matter is, it's a hot topic. Everyone wants to talk about it, but you can't talk about it. You can't do it without doing your due diligence. Sound like something that has been in the news lately? Very smart people not doing their due diligence. Do your due diligence. Tune into the webinar. We're bringing in all of the major players of the ecosystem, and they're going to talk about their lane, their specific lane in this entire ecosystem and how it all works. This is an important thing. We're going to post the link. Jim, I sent you the link to the webinar series. It starts, I believe, the first one is tomorrow. There's going to be 1 to 2 a week for the next 6 weeks. And if you care or want to, or even if you don't care, but you think tokenization is a cool word, or I'll go one step further. If you like real estate, if you have any inclination of being in the real estate industry, you need to listen to this, because as I've said for 2 years, and Jim, you've been saying it as well, the future of the most inefficient but largest contributor to our economy here in the United States and across the world is real estate. It's the backbone of the economy. This is the future. We are taking an inefficient marketplace, we are making it efficient, and the way we do that is better data, better value, allows you to make better decisions by automating workflows, creating more efficiency, and guys like Accrue and Oasis Pro Market are going to go ahead and they're going to provide liquidity.
Sam, I want to thank you so much for helping us understand what the differentiation between the different components is. There's many silos in the tokenization universe, but the thing that ties them all together is the Inveniam. I call them the operating system, the iOS of the real estate smart contract business, the real estate syndication 3.0, real estate web 3.0. Sam, I want to thank you so much. We look forward to having Inveniam back on the show on a regular basis. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into Freed on Business. I want to thank Sam Grossman and Inveniam. I want to thank Robert Zarco and his team, especially Bandit, Bandit was the highlight of the show. I want to remind everybody
with a dog, Jim. I cannot compete with the dog.
The magic dog Bandit. I want to remind everybody we have fresh podcasts that we do live on Wednesdays at noon. They're available on the Freed on Business website. We have a whole archive. Sam's in there a whole bunch of times talking about different aspects of the tokenization business. We have Robert Zarco and all of our other great guests are there all the time. I want to thank Mr. Mendoza for being such a technical pirate. The rest of our sponsors, including Rebecca Carlson, who's just completed a fabulous operating memorandum, offering memorandum in hard copy, but not on the smart blockchain yet for me. And I want to remind everybody that the person who wants to do something finds a way, the other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. We'll see you next week on a new edition of Freed on Business. Mr. Mendoza, it's yours.